Welcome to another Now it's official. Welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by theBULLYexposed.com, a 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying, so let them help you, and by Traveling Tech Teacher. For all your teacher resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com. And when life is overwhelming, take it to the max with Aubrey Maxwell. So, a month ago, my wife bought me a gravity blanket. Step Lopes, thank you for joining the show. And I've really been dying to do this show, but I wanted to see first if a gravity blanket does help with anxiety and help you sleep better. And I can tell you that it does help you sleep much better. So today we're going to do a show about the benefits of a gravity blanket for those of you that are interested in buying one. But first, what is a gravity blanket? Good question. I'm glad you asked. A gravity blanket is basically a blanket filled with either beans, or not beans, I'm sorry, little pellets or sand or some kind of plastic object that gives it weight. Now, I'm going to assume that you can go out and purchase a blanket that has a different amount of weight. The only kind we saw when we searched around for the product was 15 pounds. So I can't tell you, how much weight they come in. So that's something you're going to have to look up yourself if you want to get a gravity blanket. Mine is filled with sand. It's 15 pounds, as I stated. And so some of the benefits of having a blanket is that it combats stress, okay? Stress affects all of us. Some of us may not feel the stress, but sleeping with a gravity blanket may ensure the stress does not worsen. So you may not have stress like me. I'm no longer dealing with anxiety because of my workplace bullying caused by the United States Postal Service. But I wanted to find out if I've heard about gravity blankets, so I wanted to find out if it can help. And it does. One of the other things that it's a benefit of is that it relieves restless leg syndrome. Okay, for those of you that don't know what restless leg syndrome is, or RLS, it's a condition that causes uncontrollable urge to move your legs, usually because of an uncomfortable situation. It typically happens in the evening or nighttime hours when you're sitting or lying down. Okay, soaking in a warm bath or massaging your legs can relax your muscles. Apply warm or cold packs. Use of heat or cold may lessen your RLS. Okay, so there's something so if you have RLS, a gravity blanket can help you with that. And speaking from a person who's now, for a month now has used the gravity blanket, I think it helps with the RLS because it weights your feet down. And if you start to swing your legs back and forth uncontrollably, the weight of it tires your leg out. I think that's how it helps. I'm not a professional, remember that, guys. Just a person just like you is trying to give information out. So let's go on to the next one. Aids in sensor processing disorder. So there's another benefit of it that some of you may not know what sensor processing disorder is, or SPD. Now, it's a condition in which the brain has trouble receiving and responding to information that comes through the sensors. Some people with sensor processing disorders are oversensitive to things in their environment. Common sounds may be painful or overwhelming. It's like the brain is sending out a signal and the signal gets stuck in traffic. Okay, so you can imagine that. So it relieves that. It also helps with ADHD patients with focusing blanket. You don't have to only use it to sleep, guys. That's one thing that we should all know. We don't have to use a gravity blanket for sleeping. We could also use it when we're sitting, laying down watching TV, when we're reading a book, when we're playing video games, whatever. It has multiple uses, not just for nighttime. So let's make that clear. It may improve sleep. Okay, there's another benefit of it. I think for me, it improved my sleep. And of course, again, we're saying may because it may not work for everyone else, right? It's also a great support for the elderly. A gravity blanket can also be used for the elderly. As people age, their sleep wake-up cycle changes. Chronic pain, stress, anxiety can further upset sleeping, causing episodes of insomnia. A gravity blanket may help them sleep better at night. The gravity blanket is not right for all ages, okay? You never want to put a young child in a gravity blanket. What's the proper age? Consult your doctor, guys. As I mentioned many times, I'm not a doctor. Please consult a professional before doing any of the things I tell you. Important to remember. All right. So, one of the great benefits of the gravity blanket is that it recreates a hug. We all love to be hugged, right? Babies tend to respond better when they are cuddled, swaddled, or hugged. Okay? Adults are no different. You may be surprised that the feeling will not go away, even as you age. Okay? A gravity blanket creates a comfortable cocoon that emulates the sensation of getting a warm hug, and that's why more and more people are turning to gravity blankets to relieve stress. One thing you want to remember. So those are all the benefits right there of a gravity blanket. Let me also say that it's also called a weighted blanket, but I like the term gravity blanket. I bought mine at Kmart. Okay, so Kmart, little shout out there to Kmart. Kmart might have the gravity blanket, but pretty much anywhere will have them. So let's go through the benefits again one more time. So it combats stress, okay? It relieves restless leg syndrome, aids in the sensor processing disorder, okay? Helps ADHD patients with focus, and that's important. May improve sleep for someone that might not have any conditions that we mentioned in this video. So keep that in mind. It helps the elderly sleep a little better. It recreates this hug, which we all love being hugged, right, guys? So those are the benefits of it. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to talk about the benefits of fasting. Now, we talked about this on the show before, but for some reason, I did not archive the video, which is a shame because I got rid of all my notes, and I had a lot of great notes about fasting. So I got to research my notes, research the internet very quickly again, kind of refresh my memory on the benefits of fasting. So that's tomorrow. So be sure to join us tomorrow. So I want to remind you guys that Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago, is brought to you by theBULLYexposed.com, a 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying, so let them help you, and by Traveling Tech Teacher. Traveling Tech Teacher wants to remind you that school's in session, so please drive carefully. And when life is getting too stressful, take it to the max. Would all be Maxwell. All right. So that's going to do it for us. I want to remind you guys that anyone can wear the crown. Anyone can be a hero. So be kind to one another. Get your gravity blanket and have a great day. See ya.